What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Today I'm really excited to bring you my review of David's premium Kizer Cormorant. I wanted to do the unboxing because he sent all of the package together, and it comes with extra hardware screws. It comes with this really well done little knife case here, and he did put it back in the original packaging as well. And you do get, I believe you get the microfiber cloth and warranty or paperwork information in there with the knife as well. So really cool presentation. We're going to move the box to the side and jump into the knife. What we'll be doing today is going through specs. We'll do some size comparisons on this one because it is a little bit smaller than the XL one that I did recently that he had loaned into the channel, and I will bring that out here as a quick size reference when I go through the size comparison knives, and then I'll jump into my thoughts and impressions of the knife. So the premium Cormorant has a 3.17 inch M390 blade, 4.13 inch titanium handles, overall length 7.32 inches, and claimed weight is 3.32 ounces. And just like I did with the X, I am going to run some the ruler out here with y'all. So 3.4, and it's claimed 3.32, so just a touch heavier, not too bad. Now that we've gone through the sizes, or the specs, the knife specs, let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. Here it is against the Demco AD 20.5 and then the Spyderco Shaman. So as you can see, this is a smaller EDC. It's actually even smaller than the Demco AD 20.5, so it's going to be a real friendly carry if you don't like something heavy in pocket. Here it is against the Benchmade Bug Out, still a little bit smaller than the Bug Out, and the Hogue Sig K320. As you can see, it's again smaller than both, so a really friendly size as I mentioned earlier. Getting these out of the way, we'll bring out my usual budget knives comparison. Here it is against the Raccoon. A Raccoon is just a touch bigger, and then here it is against the Conspirator. And I didn't mean to bump them. And those are your budget knife comparisons. And really quick, here it is against the Kizer XL, Cormorant XL, sorry. As you can see, pretty significant size difference, but I think that the Kizer XL is a good size knife. Let's go ahead and jump into my thoughts and impressions. Same complaint that I had with the X, this one here, because it does come down or skinny down, it does feel a little too small for me in hand, and I actually start to touch the button, but I'm not putting any pressure on it. I start to touch the button, and the choke up positions for the regular Cormorant are actually a little uncomfortable for me and a little awkward for me, whereas they were actually really well placed on the X. So I would say if you have medium to large hands, you probably would be okay going with the Cormorant versus going with the XL. I think the XL is definitely better suited for me. The titanium on here is really nice. It is chamfered down. Does have a recessed spot for this titanium pocket clip. It is stamped. It is not milled, so it is deep carry. Really well done. I like that. Looks like the hardware, I think they could have probably stonewashed this or grayed it out. In my opinion, I think it would have looked a little bit cleaner and it would have matched better with the button here, whereas these have a polished finish, and because the button is fragged or has the milling on it, it does look like it's kind of stoned. So I think that it would have looked better if everything would have matched as far as hardware, and I think for what you're paying, they could have done that. The action on this one is very smooth, just like it was on the XL. The sounds are more muted because the titanium is a denser material. And for me, I think the sounds are actually a little bit better sounding on the XL. And again, it's because the titanium is a denser material. As you could probably tell, the weights are actually very similar. Let me see here. I wrote this down for this. So the XL is 3.72 and it's 3.4 for the smaller titanium. So proof in there that this is denser. It is milled out for weight reduction. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. So let me grab a flashlight so that you can, oh, that is bright. There we go. So you can see, there you go, that it is milled out internally on both scales. The lockup is pretty good on this one. The difference between the two, let me see here if you're going to be able to see this. I don't think you're going to be able to tell, but the button, because it's reduced in size, doesn't sit as proud as it does on the Cormorant. It's a little bit more proud on the X. On this one, I have found when I am going to grip it, it also could be, now that I'm thinking about it as I'm holding it, it also could be due to the fact that my hand is so much bigger that my thumb is actually landing in a different spot completely as I hold this. With the X, I was engaging it because it has the thicker scales, so it's actually causing my hand to move backwards to engage it, whereas I'm not having that issue at all. Now, as I did with the X, let's go ahead and check the lockup on this one. Locked up solid. I do that to protect the knife. I don't want to damage someone else's knife, so I'd rather, you know, the cardboard absorb all of that. So locked up solid, no issues whatsoever. Hollow ground on here is done really well. This one here had a little bit better edge than what was on the XL. The XL looked like it had been used a little bit more. This one here, I did touch it up, but I only did like 3 on either side, and it was a clean slice through the paper with the edge. The hollow grind feels really thin on here, really nicely done. Great shape, blade shape. I love this for your utility cuts and your draw cuts. It's really well done. And the only thing on here I haven't been able to figure out is if this standoff, since it's not screwed in, if it's not, let me see, let's close the button. I think the spring, when it's pushed out, has a little wiggle room, and I think the standoff jiggles a little bit. A little disappointing. Again, at this price point, being that it's a more premium knife, a little disappointing at that. Now, for around $200, what would my alternative recommendations be? Now, if you want one that's a little fidgety, I would say if you don't care about the button lock, and this one being a frame lock, you could get the Tao from Kung Wu. This one here coming with M390 at around 200 bucks. It has the flipper, the front flipper, which does allow for a little bit of fidgetability. It does not have the ability to reverse flick. There's not enough to catch on here for that, but it's really well done. It is a slightly bigger knife. My alternative recommendation is going to be also the Penguin Plus. I don't know why my pivot keeps moving on this one. I did check and it is locked in, and I don't have enough finger strength to move that, so it's locked down pretty solid. But this one here has the 2 means of deployment. You have the thumb stud that you can also get the reverse flick off of. I totally missed the entire thumb stud. That was me. I completely put my finger in the wrong spot. And you have the flipper tab, and I also like the jigged, and you're still getting that for around the same price that you're getting that Cormorant. And then the other one that I'll recommend at 130, but it's going to have be 14C28N. And it is a little bit cleaner because it doesn't have the flipper tab, but this is going to be the Devo Mash. I'm hoping Blue Creek Knife will get some more of these in stock because they sold out immediately, and I think this is a fantastic blade shape, just like I like the blade shape on the Cormorant. But this one here, a little bit more large hand friendly in my opinion. So just some quick alternative recommendations. If you like the knife and you like the aesthetics and you like the material, is it worth it? Absolutely. It seems pretty well made. My only real complaint is going to be really that the jiggling. A little disappointing at this price point, being what you're paying for the knife and what you're getting from, you know, a premium Chinese knife from a budget Chinese manufacturer. I think when you look at like QSP, who offers some premium stuff, I think the quality is a little bit higher there, but some of the QSP stuff is a little bit more expensive too. So that's something to take into mind. Anyway, thanks again, David. I appreciate you sending this in. If you've made it to this point of the video, he does want me to do some anodizing on this, so I'm going to be setting this aside to finish up a couple other little videos, and then I'll set up for disassembly maintenance because I like to use my mat to keep everything organized, and then I'll test to see what all the hardware is about on this one. But I have an idea for this one. He told me to do what I want. He told me the colors that he likes, so I am going to try to do something a little fun with this one, so we'll see how that goes. Thanks again, David. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, leave a like. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you follow along as I continue to bring content to the channel. Thanks for everyone out there that is subscribed, likes, and leaving comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a fantastic day, and until next time, peace.